what's up? It's Kathy. I'm back with a process video for the JustNick cut file shop, and I'm using the cut file called Floral Ring 3, and it's a cute little circular cut file that's got kind of a sketchy look to it with little kind of flowers and everything like that. And I really like the simplicity of it. And it is Circle Week over on the JustNick blog. So we're all kind of using circular cut files. And anyone who's been watching the last few cut file videos for JustNick with me knows that I've actually been using quite a few circular cut files. So it was kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna use another one because I really love circular cut files for some reason. And what I was showing you guys there was I had an intention of filling in the circle with a pattern paper, and I eventually chose the new Simple Stories Summer collection for that. Now the paper I backed the flowers with, that I kind of showed you the back of the cut file and where I backed it, was that pink paisley like Hey Girl or Hey Boy collection that I had with the tiny little flowers. And I was going to originally back the rest of the cut file with the red, but it didn't fit, so I had to go with something else. So I backed it with this rainbow one. And then that's when things got a little crazy. And I swear it took me at least an hour to pick out a paper to go in the back. And I'm still trying to decide at this point in this video what I wanted. Pretty much, you know, the blue, I loved the blue. I loved the idea of cutting it out of this very vibrant kind of indigo blue. And then once it was cut, I found it a little tricky to work with what I wanted. And I think it was because the papers that I had in mind, apparently I didn't even have those papers anymore. So this polka dot paper that I'm using, that's an older paper from Oh Darling from Crate Paper. I had bought the paper pad one time a while ago, so I thought that worked well, especially bringing out the red in the dress that I was wearing for this picture. And there was another paper that I had considered, and it was red with white flowers, but it actually looked almost like the exact same pattern as the dress, so it was just too much. It was blending in way too much. So I decided I wanted to back it with white. I originally thought about doing a different, like another pattern on top of that, but I was like, that's just getting a little crazy. And I had chosen this picture just because of the colors in the picture. I had no clue where I was going from here with it, or where I was going to put anything, or I was thinking about cutting the cut file in two and putting a circle in each, like half circle on each side and things like that. This was one of those ones where I cut the cut file and then had no clue where to go from there because I hadn't really thought it through, except for the first two steps. So, I mean, it did take a little bit of, you know, pondering to get the idea down. But I mean, I find the thing with cut files is they kind of take care of some of the design. Anyway, so I mean, this helped me fill out so much of this layout. And because the picture is rather small, pretty much because I wanted to print it on a 4x6, and it was like an Instagram shot, so that's why it's kind of small. I you know, by backing the rest of the cut file with the rainbow paper and bringing in all that brightness, it's just kind of helping. So I end up popping the photo with just a little bit of fun foam. Just, well, first I think about backing the photo, and I'm just grabbing stuff out of my smaller scraps piles. And in the end, I just felt it didn't really need to be backed with anything. I mean, a small floral would have been fine, but I didn't really feel it needed it. This was one of those times where it was good. It worked on its own without needing a whole lot of pattern paper layers. I mean, I've already got 3 pattern papers going on, and that's without backing the photo. So I am going to put some fun foam underneath it and kind of tuck it in some of the in certain parts of the cut file. Now I did glue down most of the cut files, so I couldn't really tuck it underneath. And one of the other things I had thought about when I was printing this out was how cool it would look to print a huge photo and then have the flowers kind of framing like a face or something. If it went from right from the top to the bottom, if you printed out like 8.5 by 11 and had the cut file go a little smaller or something, that would have been really cool too. Or even if you have the ability to print 12 by 12 or get one printed, and then this could be almost like a target in a way, like it could emphasize something. So I had thought about that too, but I had already printed this out and I'd already backed it, and there just did not seem to be a need to go back and go crazy again. So I'm going through some Pretty Little Studio stuff, just because I have a whole bunch and I don't get to use it all that often, and I think it's really cute. And I knew I had these, the butterflies. Now originally I thought about the feathers, and they are really cute and the colors match, but I decide to go with the butterflies instead and save the feathers. So I'm gonna have to use them soon because I have a ton of them and I think I've used like 2. And that was me going through the Domestic Bliss pack, but I'm not going to go with it because there was nothing that really worked. It didn't really stand out or make any sense to go with that. So anyway, those frames are from Pretty Little Studio, and just because of how I end up putting the title in the end, you don't really see the frames anymore, which is kind of disappointing. But this is one of those things where I kind of haphazardly make a layout without thinking about where anything is going to go at the time. And then what is the title going to be? And I really wanted to use as opposed to thickers, I really wanted to use like a chipboard piece or something. So that kind of changed what my title could be because I could only go with what I had available. So anyway, I'm certain you guys know the struggle of that type of thing. So I'm popping my butterflies, I'm bending them in the middle so that their wings pop up, and I am going to use pop dots to keep their wings up. Now the Pink Fresh Studio Dream On collection works really well with rainbow because it has all those colors and it has that blue that I've brought in, and a lot of the outlines and the writing are not in black but are in blue as well. And that really helped since I was keeping black kind of to a minimum here since the cut file was in blue. And so I put those little little leatherette stickers around, like in the middle of the flower to kind of look like it's got its own center and things like that. And of course I wanted a little cluster in the side since it was all off center, so I kind of created a little diamond / puffy sticker cluster, and I'm trying to think of what I want to put up there. So I'm just going to fiddle around, and I know I do end up changing that in the end, and I love that little bird, and it does end up going somewhere. I took stickers from the same Simple Stories summer collection, Sunny Days or Summer Days, and it had a bee and a little ladybug, and I ended up sticking those down. The little girl with the raincoat, I put her in there, and it was just this is just one of those layouts. It's just about, your feelings and all that kind of stuff and how everything is working out and going. So I thought the little girl with the raincoat was kind of appropriate, but more like a metaphorical way. So I thought she was really cute. I'm adding in more little puffy stickers and leatherette stickers and just kind of going around. I'm not going to go crazy embellishing. This is actually going to be one of my lesser ones. But I am going to put a few things around and use up some of these stickers. I do still have lots of the papers. Well, that's not true. I have like the 6x6 papers, but I don't have a lot of anything else. But because I didn't buy a whole bunch of the 12x12s, so this is a great way to use them up. I'm using the cherry Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I actually put this on first while I'm thinking about what I want to do for a title, which is unusual for me. Usually inking is the last part because I like getting the ink all over everything, but I was so struggling with what the title would be, and I wanted to use white foam, but I couldn't find any good white foam things. And then I found the Dear Lizzie, that collection that she just had recently, and I don't remember what its name is. But it had some really cool chipboard. Now these colors aren't perfectly matched or anything, but I felt it was going so crazy and vivid enough that it would work. And I thought it was nice. I thought it was a little nice sentiment to go with the layout. So I do have to kind of fiddle around because I still want to include all the other items, and I don't want to put the today over the live because then you don't see the bottom part of that L, and then it just kind of looks like two eyes and it gets a little confusing. So I'm gonna have to move around some stuff, as you can see, but it does end up working in the end. I get everything where I want it to be, and I'm not cutting off any white space or anything like that, so that's good. I'm happy about that. I don't like closing off. I don't like trapping white space, I guess. And sometimes it happens. I try not to. What is going on with the E? Tell me that gets moved, Kathy. Oh my geez. Weird. You can see that, right? That there's like no middle dash. It must be really low down. Please tell me I moved that T before the pictures. Yay, smart girl. I got worried there for a second. Anyway, but that's about it. So pictures coming up. Thanks so guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.